She thinks people here are very friendly. It's a very amazing experience.
风土人情，然后呢，欢迎他们。
She hopes the American people can know better about them.
Austin, Texas's creative community is known around the world, and the cultural exchange event with artists and performers from the People's Republic of China provided Austin with a look into this culture that dates back to the Ming Dynasty.
Her teammates are dancing the Yunnan ethnic dancing, the traditional dancing.
Okay. Last of all.
Yeah.
他们不是应该在里面上班吗？坚持住！完了。
Okay.
This cultural exchange event was developed in partnership between the Consulate General of the People's Republic of China in Houston and the city of Austin. Their visit culminated with a performance at the historic Paramount Theater in downtown Austin. The performance will be rebroadcast in China, reaching an estimated audience of over 1.2 billion viewers. Known the world over as a creative city, the city of Austin is expanding efforts to promote international arts and cultural exchanges, forging strong partnerships with national and international cities and countries. As one of the leading local economies in the U.S., Austin is poised to share not only artistic and cultural resources, but serve as an important leader in business, economic, and trade relations throughout the world.
Welcome to the 5th annual Council Cleans the Pool Day.
We're placing fire hoses along the side of the deck so we can get into the pool and blow out the sediment that collects along the bottom of its natural bottom. It's usually through the day on Thursday when we clean. We start in the morning and everyone takes a rotation on the fire hose. And it takes a good portion of the day to make it the length of the pool that we do blast.
This is my neighborhood pool when I was a kid, riding my bike down here in the summertime, and didn't think it was anything special. Just a nice neighborhood pool. I thought everybody had a pool just like this, and after I grew up, I found out it was one of the most unique places in Texas, if not the country.
Safety first, man.
It's satisfying work. If you like caves.
It's more of a more immature one. It's not very well developed as a sinkhole, so it may not have been here for a very long time.
How often do you guys clean these holes?
David and I used to do it about once a year. We'd come out when there's flowing to unplug some of the holes that are plugged up. But nowadays the land managers have crews and volunteers that do it several times a year, and they come around and open some of them up that are new for the first time. These sinkholes have a really great environmental impact of allowing the water to go in. And so normally this water would go downstream on Onion Creek, may even cause flooding problems downstream. But if we can restore the creek to allow more of it to go underground, that can supply people who have wells on the aquifer, who are relying on the aquifer for their drinking water. And for Barton Springs, so the water can come out, support things like the Barton Springs salamander and people that are swimming in Barton Springs pool. So the water will sustain for much longer.
So we're in Barton Creek, and we're close to the spyglass entrance to the Barton Creek Greenbelt. I study the Edwards Aquifer and the groundwater resources of the Austin area. Fractures are a linear feature in the rock. This can allow water to move from the creek and down into the aquifer. And so if you walk down Barton Creek, you can see these linear features. Where they intersect is also an indication that they're probably recharging. And you can just see these expressed in the creek bed throughout this area. In 1999, we did a dye trace study, and we poured dye into Barton Creek about 2 miles upstream of here, That die actually made it to Barton Springs in 10 hours. It traveled 1.8 miles in 10 hours. These fractures are, in fact, recharge features.
Any tree 19 inches or greater in diameter is a protected tree in the city of Austin.
Trees are protected once they reach a certain size. And that particular size is 60 inches in circumference, and that's a tree you could barely put your arms around.
Some of the economic benefits that trees can provide have to do with energy conservation. Those trees provide a lot of great shade on your house. They protect your house from the sun, which is really the main eater of energy consumption in our neck of the woods.
Trees in the public right-of-way bring an additional benefit. They help create a sense of place. They help shade our sidewalks, and they entice people to get out and walk and enjoy their community.
You need to fill out a tree ordinance review application. It's very simple, one-page application. You pay a $25 review fee and go through the process with the city. It's on a case-by-case and tree-by-tree basis. And from there, it's a negotiation and a determination process with the city arborist.
It can come in a format of fax. You can mail it or email it to us. We put it within our database and our tracking system within a day, and typically within a week we will visit the site to start assessing the proposal. This is usually resolved after the first visit. It's rarely that we have the same situation, but it is a lot of communication and information that we exchange with the applicant to get those issues resolved.
The City of Austin passed a law in 1983 that protects the critical root zone of a protected tree.
Our design process begins with a survey that locates and indicates the size and species of each tree on the site.
As the green team struggles to complete the barrel, the black team pushes out to an early lead with an unusual strategy.
I was gonna read the instructions and I was gonna have Julia do all the work.
Okay, we gotta get that to fit.
That was my plan for putting the composting barrel to work, but I had to step in and help out. No, that's not true. She was doing great.
There should be some around you too. Do you want to double check it? I felt like every screw that I was twisting in was taking forever. And then when I thought like, okay, we're almost done with this part, and Jason's kind of reading the directions, la la la, you know.
Mixing fin assembly.
At that time I was thinking, we're never gonna get this done. And he's very meticulous and he does an excellent job, whereas I'm just more, let's get it done. It's okay if it's not perfect.
Welcome to Austin Energy, a nationally recognized leader in the electric utility industry. We're a department of the City of Austin and the nation's 9th largest community-owned electric utility. We serve more than 410,000 customers in Austin and Travis County, with $1.2 billion in annual revenues.
Good morning, thank you for calling City of Austin Utilities. This is Darren, how may I help you?
Austin Energy has approximately 1,700 employees and is a full-service utility. We own and operate power plants.
Better give me 2 so I can cover up top of that transformer also.
And build,
get that hand line, Philip.
Maintain and manage our own electric system. Our revenues come from electric energy sales and other related services. Because we are a municipally owned electric utility, the Austin City Council is our board of directors, and our citizens receive an annual dividend from our operations. Last year, the dividend topped $100 million.
A privately owned utility would return their profits to their shareholders as dividends each year. Austin Energy, as a municipal utility, our earnings and our profits are returned to the City of Austin. So they help fund essential city services, police, fire, and EMS. They also contribute towards libraries, parks, and other city services.
Austin Energy also manages the City of Austin's Utility Customer Contact Center.
So you need your account number to make that payment?
This is a place you can call to start, stop, or transfer electric, water, or garbage pickup services.
And for bicycle and sidewalk facilities identified in the city's bike plan and sidewalk master plan. Funding for traffic signal system updates, including modifying and upgrading existing signals and school flashers, and for new intersection infrastructure throughout Austin to manage traffic on city roadways. And funding for the city's participation in joint agreements with Travis County, Texas Department of Transportation, and other transportation providers to design and construct regional improvement projects. If approved, some of the projects in the 2010 Mobility Bond Program may include mobility infrastructure on I-35 between approximately William Cannon Drive and US 290 in coordination with the Texas Department of Transportation. Preliminary engineering for sidewalk and bicycle facilities on East Riverside Drive from approximately IH-35 to Ben White Boulevard. The boardwalk trail at Lady Bird Lake between Congress Avenue Bridge and Lakeshore Park, which would connect pedestrian and bicycle infrastructure between the east and the west sides of IH-35. Partnering with other transportation agencies to improve access to downtown Austin from Loop 1 Mopac. Improving pedestrian access to Allen Elementary School in the Johnston Terrace neighborhood. Preliminary engineering for future transportation infrastructure in the FM 969 corridor, East Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard between US 183 and the city of Weberville. Designing roadway infrastructure for future construction on South Congress Avenue at William Cannon Drive in coordination with TxDOT. Near-term traffic management infrastructure on US 290 at the Oak Hill Y.
I'm pleased, it's a good commitment.
This particular project was identified as one of 25 projects that needed to be addressed.
Good sidewalks we know are very important to community life.
There's a lot more to go. Unfortunately, when there's not a sidewalk, I can't step off into the grass. I end up having to, roll on the shoulder or, unfortunately, sometimes in the main road. And, I'm an adventurous guy, but I don't like taking my life in my hands that much.
I think from a safety standpoint, by having sidewalks, not only for our disabled community, but our children, they now have an opportunity to have clear access, protected access to get them to and from their locations where they need to be. I think we're very fortunate to be doing a number of infrastructure-related activities in Central East Austin. Our Neighborhood Housing and Community Development Department are continually looking at a number of projects down the pipeline that we hope to bring to fruition in the coming months for the community to see.
But it's nice to be able to, go where you're going and not have to divert your trip because of a broken sidewalk or a missing patch. So.
We start early, from 7 to midnight or 1 for 3 days in a row. Everything is loaded here on site. This box can shoot 500 shells, 500 cues. So every time we shoot one button, 10 of those goes off. Can somebody bring me a drill, please? Just pop the corner of this open real quick. To load all 3 trailers took us 5 hours.
As far as this particular show, once that trailer is built after a couple days worth of work, we can get the show ready in 1 day.
Look at that sight. Look at that pretty sight. And you just don't realize how, what the time is. You're going, we gotta have been here at least 45 minutes. Well, we're glad you enjoyed that 45-minute show, even though it only took us 24 minutes to put it on. We enjoyed that immensely.